Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you.
How's it going?
Cool. I'm going to be working today. Afterwards, head to the Independence Square for the Good Friday Miracle Service.
Okay.
With
There's a miracle service.
Evangelist Daryl Mills. So.
Bishop Daryl Mills.
Yes. So
Healing Jesus Crusade. I remember that one, the Healing Jesus Crusade.
Yeah, so if you don't know what to do, that's a good place to head. I'm planning to go with Aben. So
okay, the Healing Jesus Crusade. Those times he came to the University of Cape Coast when I was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Bishop Daryl Mills.
So that's how I'm going to spend my day. How are you going to spend your day after work?
After work, I think I should go home, rest a little bit. And let's see, we'll see. I think I spent a lot of time with family today. I couldn't, yesterday I got home a bit late. We're still mourning the death of my very good friend who was killed in Kwawu, the immigration officer.
That's so terrible.
Yes, so
that's so terrible.
I was with the family. I spent a lot of time there. I got home very late, managed to be here on time. And so I still have some sleep arrears to clear. I'm just hoping that by the time I get home, the little one would not say, Daddy, come and let's play. Sometimes you don't know what's happening. So he probably would just say, come and let's play, and then that's it. But I would see. I think we also know that Jesus Christ is the reason for the season.
Yeah.
A lot of people have different plans, but look, if you're listening to us this morning, whatever the plans are, there should be something about Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I was asking a very simple question. So Jesus sacrificed his life so that we could have salvation. What are you prepared to sacrifice?
What
What have you sacrificed for humanity, for your community?
Wow.
Yeah, I want people to tell me.
That's a good question for the morning and something to reflect on.
Yes. We're celebrating, but most of the time when we are celebrating, we actually forget the reason
for
the celebrations.
Yeah.
And so it's a holiday, it's fun, we make merry, we don't really care, and that's the end of it. But Jesus Christ sacrificed his life.
He didn't have to.
Yes. Why should we sin
and he pay the price?
Will pay the price. But he's done that. So today the question I want you to reflect on is, what are you prepared to sacrifice? What can you sacrifice for the well-being of your community and society? Think about it. What are you prepared to sacrifice? So don't just step out all excited, I'm going to go to the beach because it's a holiday, or I'm traveling and going to all the nice places we've talked about. Pause for a minute. Think about it. What are you prepared to sacrifice? In fact, you can actually think about what you can sacrifice. What can you sacrifice at this point in time?
You've sent me thinking already.
Yes. Let's think about it.
Yeah.
Let's think about it.
It'll be exciting to hear what others have to say.
Yes.
Hopefully you open the phone lines.
Yes. Later on the show, we'll activate the phone lines. But in the meantime, let's do it on WhatsApp. Let's do it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
What are you prepared to sacrifice for your community? I've not said country, I said your community. I know when you say country, a lot of people are going to come in and say, which country? Are the politicians sacrificing? No. Your community, your family, your society. What are you
And today it's not about the politicians, it's about you.
It's about you.
Because change starts with us. Yeah.
The change always starts with the man in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson has this song. He's going to start a change with the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's get into the Joy Business Report, Daryl. When we are done, we'll talk more about the sacrifice that we can make. I'm sure by then a lot of you will be telling us what these sacrifices are. Time now for the Joy Business Report with Daryl Kwawu and the team.
Good Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, PricewaterhouseCoopers highlights difficulty in reviewing 3 key taxes passed by Parliament as some businesses push for presidential intervention. Also coming up, Food and Beverages Association makes a passionate call on government to scrap tax exemptions and be ingenious in raising revenue. And we also have our business journal where we explore how poor handling is causing the damage of CD notes. Details coming up. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. Thanks for being with us this morning. Senior country partner at accounting and auditing firm PricewaterhouseCoopers, Vish Ashiagbo, says it will be difficult to make any changes to the 3 new tax measures passed by Parliament. Now, some businesses have been petitioning President Kwawu to review some of the terms as well as refuse to sign the bills. But speaking on PM Express Business Edition, Mr. Ashiagbo noted that there is little option for the president now.
Once the legislature has passed a bill into law, the only thing left is to receive presidential assent. I stand to be corrected, but I do not believe the president can choose to strike out clause 1, 2, and 5, for example, and leave the rest. So, to the best of my knowledge, the best the president can do is decline to give assent.
But he has 90 days, I understand, to work with him, that if he doesn't do that, he needs to write back to Parliament and give his reasons.
So that's the point, that Parliament, in its wisdom, has passed these bills into law. So if there's to be any amendment, has to go back through the process. And then as circumstances change, amendments can be introduced or different things can be done. But the specific question you asked me as to whether, having gone through the parliamentary procedure, some amendment can be made at this point in time, I don't think so.
You had a senior country partner at accounting and auditing firm PricewaterhouseCoopers, Vish Ashiagbo, and remember there will be a repeat of this conversation at 11 this morning on the Joy News channel. Meanwhile, economist Professor John Gachi has appealed to government to be sensitive to the plight of Ghanaian businesses struggling under the numerous taxes introduced in the 2023 budget. According to him, even though government is working to meet an International Monetary Fund deal, it is counterproductive to pursue fiscal policies that will collapse the private sector. Mr. Gachi advised government to be careful with its tax policies.
And we are heaping fiscal measures in the form of taxes on businesses. I do not think that is the best approach to taxation. Taxes must be used to incentivize production. They must be used to incentivize efficiency of operation. But as it is now, we are only looking at one side. We want to meet an IMF conditionality. And whether or not businesses collapse, whether businesses are suffering, it's as if we don't care.
You had economist Professor John Gachi. Now, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana has called on government to scrap the numerous tax exemptions. According to the executive chairman of the association, John Awuni, the country could rake in a chunk of the expected revenue government plans to raise without the imposition of new taxes. He further called on government to be ingenious and find other means of expanding the tax net instead of deepening it further.
The next point is that cut off all exemptions. Listen, cut off all exemptions. Cut off all exemptions. The exemptions alone could raise over 2 billion Ghana cedis that they are looking for. It is not it's not in the national interest that a country that is in crisis can still grant a tax exemptions to individuals and companies and all that. Let them cut all those exemptions off.
That was John Awuni, Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association. Now, banking consultant Christian Tichijan has lauded the Bank of Ghana's campaign to promote transparency in loan disbursement. The central bank recently announced that charges that are not disclosed to a borrower in a loan agreement should be considered null and void. According to Mr. Tichijan, this is an important way to ensure sanity in the financial industry. He, however, expressed worry that customers do not patiently study the documents to be aware of the conditionality they are signing on to.
Since in the country are being regulated by the Borrowers and Lenders Act. Since it's been propounded, I can say confidently, especially with all the universal banks, that they've actually adopted it as a template. I cannot however, speak confidently on the other sectors. So I think it's a very good call for the institutions who are not disclosing some of these terms and conditions to them, so that the right of the borrower will actually be protected. So I think it's a very good call. But the challenge I see here is not really the banks, whether they disclose or they do not disclose. I'm aware a lot of them do disclose, but a lot of us consumers sometimes, in a haste to just avail the facility or take the loan, we do not really go in details to verify or to study into detail the documents that we are given.
Banking consultant Christian Tichijan, now managing director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abnamwa, has expressed worry about the same old policies by present and past governments that have resulted in perennial economic challenges. According to her, these challenges have impacted the growth and development of the country. Ms. Amwa was speaking at the 75th public lecture on Ghana's economy, organized by the University of Ghana.
For a country like ours that is blessed with abundant, tangible resources, gold, cocoa, bauxite, diamonds, and even recently lithium, and intangible resources, educational institutions like ours, culture and history, our economy, and dare I say, our people, should be in much better shape than we are currently. We have the current conundrum of being resource and people rich, but cash poor. Can we continue to do the same things and expect different results? Across boardrooms and classrooms, homes and public diners, professional associations and alumni meetings, on the cocoa farms and in the mining pits, you are guaranteed to hear conversations about the direction of our economy.
You heard Abnama, who is MD of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Well, let's move next to a business journal. And you may be wondering what is destroying the currency notes. We have the cedi and how they would look like over time. Could it be as a result of poor handling? Well, my colleague Jesse Agbakpo has been finding out in this report.
The 1 and 2 Ghana cedi notes are the most widely used notes in this scenario. This raises the question of whether Ghanaians are indeed having a hard time making ends meet, given the careless way the notes are handled. For Prince, a commercial vehicle driver, the money mostly gets damaged when traders in the market crumple it when they receive it from customers, and he has no choice but to accept it.
It's how we handle the money. Most people, they fold the money into their hand, then the money will become soft, or they make people who hold the money in their hands since morning. So before the money will be given to another person, the money is already weak.
Opoku, who is a trader, shares a different view.
No, sikana omedeba market na ya Genesis yaro. Sikano ayadada dudu.
Most of the cedi notes are old, the monies are torn, and you cannot give it to customers or take it to the bank or even drivers.
For Mame Esther, a trader at La Paz Community Market, she has chosen to reject worn-out notes when customers attempt to make payments with them because it is negatively affecting her business.
This money
was used to purchase an item from me. I accepted it, but when I gave it back to customers, they complained that it is torn and refused to accept. Director in charge of currency management at the Bank of Ghana, Dominic Owusu, however, stated that the central bank, through its clean notes policy, timely removes worn-out notes from circulation and replaces them.
So whenever currencies are worn out, these currencies are timely removed from circulation, and when it comes to the central bank has procedures in place to do away with these currencies, and then we replace them. In the same way, when you have a worn-out dress, I think that you don't want to be wearing it all the time. You have to replace it.
He added that it is difficult to differentiate between the real notes and the counterfeit notes, hence the need for people to handle the notes with care. In these times of economic downturn and hardship, and with government's efforts to restore macroeconomic stability, the citizens, however, appear unperturbed as they handle the currency notes with so much disdain. Jesse Aram Agbakpo's report for Joy Business.
Well, that takes us to the currency market this morning. Find out how the city is faring against major trading currencies. The dollar going for 10 cedis 89 pesos on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 13 cedis 90 pesos, and the euro trading at 12 cedis 10 pesos. On the commodity market, crude oil went up marginally to open trading at $85 a barrel. Gold is selling a little above $2,000 an ounce after losing more than $12. Cocoa lost $7 to open trading at $2,870 a ton. There is more news on our website, myjoyonline.com /business. Thanks for listening.